Well, Friday morning briefing with the Chief, and also got Mr. Tier as well from Finance. But this is not an average meeting, gentlemen. And it's a story that's been sort of under the radar in the general chit-chat for a long time. I think you'd agree on that. And it's the Sefton Group. They are in trouble. The government is moving in to help them out.
Yes, I think it's general knowledge that the company has been struggling over the last few years with the burden of debt that's been imposed on them from various deals in the past. We have been involved with discussions with the Sefton Group over the last few months to try and plot a way forward for that company, recognising the absolute importance of the Sefton Group to the tourist industry in particular, but also the impact any collapse of that company might have on the broader confidence in the economy. And you will recall that although the general economy is growing strongly, we're still chalking up 3% net growth. I've been concerned about the domestic economy for quite some time, which I believe has either been in or certainly very close to recession. And if we were to let the Sefton Group go to the wall, bearing in mind the 300 jobs involved in this, I believe it would have a devastating effect on the local domestic economy, and the ripple effect of any collapse would have serious consequences elsewhere in the economy.
Yet again, though, people are going to see this as the government stepping in and into areas they shouldn't be involved in. This is private sector that should be allowed to float or sink on its own merit, should it not?
So we're having a look at the wider picture here, the implications for the economy. This company is a profitable company, and we are providing the final piece in the jigsaw to enable the profitable company to move away from the unsustainable level of debt that it's had, and to move forward and to continue trading on a long-term sustainable, profitable basis. We're having a look too at the impact on the economy. The Sefton Group is a key player in the local hospitality industry. 26% of the total bed space is controlled by the Sefton Hotel, and inside that, 49% of the four-star offering on the island is offered by the Sefton as well. There's some would say the misunderstanding that if anything, heaven forbid, happened to them, that somebody else would step in the following day. Now, in the real world, that just doesn't happen. I was involved in my former life with a receivership for a hotel company, and it took over 18 months for us to get that hotel sold. And in the meantime, we have to look at the economic and social impact as well. The government would have to pay for job seekers allowance, redundancy costs. We'd also lose income, we'd lose national health insurance, ITIP contributions. So it has wide-ranging implications here.
But, with TT coming up, surely that's another thing that people will know, sure they've got their rooms that are going to be safe and secure, and all that goes with that. I mean, you're trying to put out that notice that things are going to go along as normal, are they? But they clearly aren't normal. I mean, this is extraordinary times for a government to intercede in this sort of way, is it not?
Well, there's 2 points there. Obviously, TT is very much in our mind. If the hotel group was to collapse before TT week, bearing in mind that we have an increased number of bookings, a lot of interest in the Isle of Man this year for the TT, if that was to happen, it would be very, very difficult to relocate any of those bookings elsewhere, because most hotels are full. And don't forget, of course, if we were to lose those bookings, that would have a knock-on effect on retail and the other hospitality activities right across the island. So it would have a wider impact. So it's very important we get this settled once and for all in time for the TT. But you keep referring to the wholly exceptional nature of this. It's not necessarily wholly exceptional. This isn't the first time government has done this. We did it a few years ago with Kenmac, the engineering factory. We've done it with GE at Onken. In both those cases, there was a strong possibility those factories were going to close. We'd have lost a substantial number of engineering jobs. Government stepped in, bought the factories, leased them back to those companies, and both of them now are flourishing and employing several hundred engineers. And in fact, government has made a substantial amount of money on that deal. So yes, it's unusual because we haven't done this for some time, but it's not exceptional. We have done it before, and it's worked very, very effectively in the past.
Middlemarch, that area of land, it looks like it's a blitz area from World War II. You're buying that off the Sefton Group, and then leasing it back to them, as a car park? I mean, they're not going to start building on it anytime soon, are they?
No, but it's no secret, I think, that the Sefton Group have earmarked that site for a replacement hotel for the Palace building. And the purpose behind this is it gives government security for the money, first of all. We're putting 3.2 million into that site. Government now has ownership of it, which means it can then become part of the broader government land ownership in that area. We own the bus station site and the steam packet site, so that finishes that particular area off. The site, though, is being leased back to the Sefton Group for £160,000 a year for 5 years to give them the opportunity to work up this alternative plan to ultimately replace the Palace Hotel if all the proposals work.
To buy the land back off you, or then just
at the end of 5 years?
So this is like a pawnbrokers, isn't it? You're just taking some assets and holding it for them.
Providing cash flow for a company at a very difficult time to protect jobs and to protect confidence in the local economy.
And two, it isn't like a pawnbroker. A pawnbroker, when they take in an asset, they don't get an income from it. We get that income of £160,000 a year, as the Chief has just said, and we don't incur any costs for that site either. So it gives the Sefton Company the ability to plan on a long-term strategic basis, and it also gives us the opportunity to work with them on the overall development of the area.
I alluded at the beginning that this has been talked about it in the whispers for a long time. Confidence-wise, for people, it's going to have a knock-on, isn't it? There is going to be that feeling, well, shall I do that, or shall I go to that hotel or anything to do with the Sefton Group? There will be that slight worry in people's minds. What can you say to people who have got things like that booked?
No, I think it's fair to say that niggle, that worry has already been there, and the steps we're taking now, I hope, will put that fear to rest for a good period, to give the hotel a chance to restructure its finances, to secure that the services it provides in the long term.
Okay, we'll have more about this in our next section.